One thing about the top position, a lot of coaches, they'll teach turns. I've tried to put together a systematic approach to top position. Something that when you come in, you walk into our room, you know, it looks like they're drilling a system of high crotches or sweep singles. It almost looks kind of like a jiu-jitsu class. It's like kind of free-flowing. We try to use I use the terminology subtle, relentless pressure. Okay, so I'm going to run through the system. I'm going to show you my top stuff. These guys are going to drill it. Then we can talk about it a little bit. So off the whistle, when I look to see what this guy's going to do. I try to get his head before the whistle even starts. So if I see he's got his back up like this, his haunches, I'll actually line up and put weight on his hands forward. Okay, if he's out to the side here, I know he's going to do a sit out. I'll shut him down by lining up on this side right here. Okay, so how I get into my breakdown, typically off the whistle, the first thing I do is I try to open him up here. This guy can take a chop, he can fight this, it's hard to spiral him here. So off the whistle, I'm going to drive with my legs forward, going for double prize, and I'm going to open him up here. Now I can come in for like a tight waist chop and attack near wrist, or I can even change gears with my spiral and pull him. Notice when I pull him off of his base here, there's weight, and I'm driving there. It makes my spiral a lot easier. Okay, so from the near wrist position, I'm going to drive. Most people think it's driving with the arms. I actually hold the wrist, and I use my legs and my shoulder to drive here. Now, most people think you can just pull this to the side, pull it out, and pop it on the back. I found out against high-level opponents, guys are all American, stuff like that, you can't turn them like that, they're tough. But what I have found, if you lift this elbow, try to take this elbow towards the shoulder this way, that thing pops out. It's just the mechanics of the body. Look, he flattens out right away. I'm going to take this hand and stick it as far down the far pocket as possible here. My bottom knee is going to come up. This is really important. My bottom knee is going to come up and trap this arm. I'm going to step over and what I call a side saddle pinch, and I'm going to secure his hips. The reason this is a great breakdown too, go ahead and come up. Time, go back down. You notice for this guy to come up, okay, he needs to kind of arch his back up here, use his hips and his lower back. If I get in here and I can neutralize like his spine, right where his spine meets his hip region, I mean, you can literally hold down a guy 5 times your size here. So you always want to ask him, hey, can you come up right away? If the guy can't come up, you got it pretty good. If he pops up, you got to recreate the pressure. So from here, things I look for, I'm just going to kind of run through my system. So typically I get here, first thing this guy tries to do is come up, stop. I wait right there for my reverse underhook tilt. I'm going to come in with my underhook, I'm going to wrap it right around his shoulder, I'm going to step up and get height, and I'm going to pull. Big mistake, most people get here, you see it, they try to fall off the side and pull it. That's not going to happen. Okay, actually you got to come in here, use your leg power, pull him up, arch his back this way, and then you're going to pull him over into the pocket here. Okay? Let's turn this way, show him what the pocket looks like. So when I pull him into the pocket is in between both knees right here, and I'm squeezing. Now if this guy goes to turn away, I'm going to pull him at the elbow here, he's a little slipper, and pull at the elbow, stretch him out. He goes to turn in, I'm going to kick this foot in the air and get my back points. Now I've worked hard to get to this position. I want to try to recreate that breakdown on top, so I'm going to keep everything tight. I'm holding the bottom wrist here, so when he comes back down, fight back up on top, squeeze, I'm right back to this position. Now when you're with the ref, this is a different situation. If I were to take a bar arm, or if I were to come back here like this and come back like this, same hold. I come back up here, I look at the ref, I'm like, hey, let me get my points, move on to the next one, okay? So, next one, getting in the bar series, I'll slide this elbow out, just enough. I'm going to take my fist, I'm going to put it right through, boom, plant it right in the spine, right here. So knuckles match up really nice there. Now, the pressure comes by walking my hips forward. So many people get here, and then they hop down the body and they try to run it. You're not going to turn a good guy. You got to let the mechanics of the body, kind of the joint manipulation, as I like to call it, work its course. This is the subtle, relentless pressure I'm talking about. Knuckles in the spine, I'm going to walk my hips up to the back of his shoulder here. Okay? So I'm walking up, or back of his elbow, putting the shoulder pressure towards the mat. This is when this guy's ready to go. Turn this way. So now, I have my elbow pressure into the shoulder here. I'm going to step up and get height to the outside. My outside hand's going to come down underneath the chin. Again, I'm not falling to the side. I want to lift his chin up, arch his back here, pull him into the pocket here, and secure. And I'm pinching with my legs, secure really tight. Okay, I'm going to get my points. Now as this guy comes back down, I'm going to keep it tight, 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 right back up to where we started. I'm going to my next turn. This next turn is called the GTS, stands for Great Top Series, or joke in the room is go to sleep. I'm going to come in here, same thing, situation here. Okay, knuckles in the spine, I'm going to walk my hips up in the back of the elbow. Now from here, let's turn this way. From this situation, I'm going to come up and I'm going to punch elbow deep here, deep to the mat. Now I'm going to hop and almost sprawl my hips to the side here and start to suck this guy back. Now, when I get to this situation here, it kind of opens up the throat for an attack or an lock. I'm going to come down from my over top lock my hand, suck them back this way, punch the bicep to the throat there, okay? So one more time. Here, pressure, knuckles in the spine, walk my hips up, dig, 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 punch deep. I'm going to hop and sprawl out to the side, start to suck them back, open up that chin, over top lock, suck them back. Very controlled here. Suck them back, boom, right to the throat, okay? Next one. Shortcut to the GTS. Let's turn this way just a little bit. I'm going to walk up, both my lift, chin, tilt. This is really sneaky. I pull the guy in the pocket. Now from here, I'm going to punch that wrist deep to the mat. I punch it to the mat, deep. Now I'm going to trick this guy. I'm going to take this outside foot, start to kick him out of the pocket. He thinks he's bellying down. I'm going to hop right back up on top. Boom, suck him back. We get a lot of pins there. Other things to look for, and then I'm going to let these guys go out and drill and answer some questions. Okay? We're just going to do a trapped arm. You know you have good hip pressure. Let's say I go off this turn. Here, let's do reverse underhook tilt. I go off reverse underhook tilt. All right, I'm going to kind of thrust my hips in here, and I'm going to trap this arm with my hips and hold his wrist. When he fights down, notice my top leg right here. My top leg is going to go down. You can put in a vicious high thigh, any one of these turns. I'm going to go down, toe over lock. Now I'm push my hips in. As he goes back, I'm going to trap his arm right here. Can you get that arm out? No. So the pressure here traps that arm. Now this side's totally open for an attack. I'm just going to come under. You all right? Yeah. Come underneath the chin, shoulder. Work that out here. If I'm really slick, this guy goes to fight down. I'm going to lasso right here. Hop out GTS. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to show you that, like from there you could also go to like power half, things like that, but it's very systematic. So we drill it off the breakdown. The idea is to turn it into one turn to the next turn, the next turn. The toughest thing about this is the breakdown. The turns come easy. Turns come easy, but breaking the guy down flat to that position is very tough. All right, let's drill through the system. 1, 3, 1, 2, 3.